Watch Symposium. I'm Austin. This is a paid video for Brian. Before we get into the video, wristwatch check. I'm wearing a Timex Q, and I should be wearing the 14060 no date sub, but it's a little tight. I have to take it to RSC and have a link put in. I'll take you guys with me when I do that. I'll make a video. It should be pretty fun, but until then, just want something that's kind of comfortable. It's one thing wearing this kind of watch because you want to. It's another because you have to and you really want to wear that good watch, okay? But I'm still enjoying it. Now, I was thinking of putting the 14060 on my Jubilee bracelet. Let me know if I should do that until I can get it to RSC. I know that Dr. BBW of the Archiverse wears his pre-ceramic two-tone Submariner on a two-tone Jubilee bracelet. Looks beautiful. A lot of people think of that and they think, oh, that's just not right. Back in the day, apparently, I don't want to say Rolex offered it as an option, but they would do that. They would fit out the sub with a Jubilee if that's what you wanted. They weren't as strict as they are now. They wouldn't even have that conversation with you right now if you tried to get a Jubilee for your Explorer 2 or sub. They're really strict about it, but back in the day they did. You don't see a lot of subs. In fact, you hardly see any subs, old vintage subs with Jubilee bracelets. I think that's because, look, you're talking a 60, nearly 70-year-old watch if you're talking those early vintage subs. And it's tough to find original Oyster bracelets, much less the Jubilee, which had more moving parts. It's a little bit more of a fragile bracelet, so perhaps they just didn't survive the last 60, 50 years. But back in the day, it was all right. So, hey, if Hans Wilsdorf was cool with it, perhaps it's all right. All right, let's get into Brian's email. I'll be coming to Japan next year for a holiday, and I'm looking to purchase either a Hulk 116610 LV Submariner or a 116610 LN sub. So either a Hulk ceramic green date sub, known as the anniversary piece, we'll talk about that in a minute, or a ceramic date standard sub. The problem is I'm not sure what the current market prices are like there. And if there are any good deals to be had, well, let me just cut to the chase real quick, Brian. There ain't no deals here, all right? You don't come to Japan to get a deal on a watch. You come because you can save 10% on the tax compared to the people that live here. But you come to Japan because the examples are beautiful and the selection is phenomenal. But unless you're buying from just some guy who's looking to flip his watch, how are you going to find that guy, right? Then you're not going to find a deal at brick and mortar shops here, all right? But we'll see what they have, all right? If possible, could you make a custom video for me where you can either send me a video or a video picture collage of prices of these two models in watch shops around Tokyo and Nakano? And that's this video, and we're gonna focus on the Hulk today. All right, so the Hulk came out in 2010. It was the successor to the Kermit. The Kermit had the Kermit is a true transitional piece, and that's really where I think people should be putting their money. The Kermit came out in 2003 and lasted for 7 years. It was a celebration of the 50th anniversary of the sub, which originally came out in 1953, 1954. And the Kermit is transitional because it's got the pre-ceramic case, but it's got maxi hands, maxi dial, and it is a pre-ceramic. And it's got a beautiful sunburst green bezel insert and a beautiful black dial. And I think it's the perfect amount of green. I think it's a fantastic watch. I mean, a true transitional watch, tasteful. I think you could wear that watch every day. But this sub Kermit ended in 2010, gave way to the ceramic Hulk. And I guess people, I don't know if people regard that as sort of a 50th anniversary celebration. I mean, but it was the successor to the Kermit, and they're still making it, but things can change. And let me just say, Brian, that when you come, it's going to be a whole different landscape. These pieces are going to be gone. Prices will be probably different. The new Sub will probably be out in 2021, and apparently the Hulk will be gone. Rumors abound that before the lockdown, people got a hold of catalogs. The Hulk wasn't in the catalog, all right? And so the prices we look at today could reflect that rumor. Don't think for a minute that the watch dealers in Japan haven't figured that out and haven't heard that rumor. They're up on their watch gossip, believe me. And I do seem to recall that the prices on Hulks were lower a while back. But anyway, we'll see what they have. And when you come, if they have just released the catalog and the Hulk is not in there, you're going to see these prices skyrocket like they did with the all black ceramic GMT 116710. But like that watch, after a while, prices might come down. So when you come, it's going to be a whole different ball game, but we'll just get a reference point right here in this video. Okay, so looking at Rakuten, starting out with the cheapest Hulk you can find. And here it is, 1,438,000 yen. That's including tax. Brian, you won't have to pay tax if you are a tourist and you take your passport with you shopping. Now, this has been overhauled and polished by their partner workshop. It comes with a genuine box and a genuine case. No papers. And you can see that even though it's been polished, the polishing, there's some sort of wavy pattern, and that's what you get oftentimes when you have a third-party polish. Not a fan of it. And they weren't able to get out the real heavy dings, real deep dings in there. And look, I'm just not a fan of anybody doing work on a Rolex except for Rolex. Look, if you're talking just an overhaul but not polishing, I can understand it when you're talking a vintage piece. A good independent, I think, can be very necessary. But when you're talking a modern watch, man, look at this. Okay, so can you guys see the crown? Do you see this sort of halo around the crown on the clasp where they weren't able to polish in there? It looks horrible, okay? It looks horrible. And they got the flip lock mostly, but they couldn't get right in the crevasses of that coronet. And so you get this effect here, and that's just a shame. All right, so anyway, no papers here, a less than stellar polishing, but this is the cheapest one on Rakuten. If you hit the shops, you might be able to find cheaper ones, perhaps better ones, but as far as Rakuten goes, this is the best. Now, second piece, the price jumps up quite a bit. This is 1,485,000 yen, so this is about $500 more. Look, the reason I don't translate and do these into dollars or pounds or Australian dollars or whatever is because they change on a daily basis, all right? And you're just better off, as you listen, typing these figures into Google. So some people say you should put these into US dollars or whatever. Next week it's different, okay? So that's something for you to do. All right, so about 500 more for this, and let's take a look at it. Now, one thing that I have to note is that these pictures are really tough to see. They're really overexposed, and that's kind of strategic because it really sort of hides any of the wear. But it's got a card, okay, and the card is dated 2013, and you can see, well, you can't really see because it's so small, but the clasp, the inside of the clasp will have that sort of bead brushing, which they did up until 2014. So just looking at that clasp, if you can even see it from this distance, you can see the sort of bead brushing or bead blasting, or it's sort of like a brushed effect. It's almost like a frosted effect. That marks it as a 2014 or earlier. But it does come with a card, and the card is dated 2013, November. It's been overhauled, polished, again, third-party polish. They give it an A+ ranking, but they're kind of grading it themselves. If you could really get it and put it under a loop, well, you could make your own assessment of that. Again, genuine box, genuine case, guarantee card, instructions, the red tag, the bezel color, pretty much everything. This is the second cheapest pieces, and I'll tell you right now, I think this is the best piece we're going to see today because of the guarantee it comes with. I think that's really important when getting one of these watches. Keep in mind that the retail price, if you're lucky enough to find one of these at the AD, is less than $10,000. So you're paying a good $5,000 more for a pre-owned piece. So that's crazy. We'll rant a little bit about that later. Let's look at piece number 3. Piece number 3 is 1,515,800 yen, and it's running at +3 a day. They don't mention whether it's been serviced or polished. I think that's actually a good thing because shops here are sort of proud of polishing. They actually think it's a good thing. They think it's what you want. And so if they don't mention it, it probably means they didn't do anything with it. That's what I want, okay? I don't want them to touch it. But this comes with only the genuine box and, as you can see, some extra links. And you can see from the mirrored clasp, okay, remember the bead blasted, frosted interior of the clasp marks these modern watches as pre-2014 or earlier. But the mirror finish on the inside of the clasp marks it as 2015 or later. So we can tell, even though it doesn't have papers, that this is either a 2015 or later piece. And yeah. Let's continue on. All right, and number 4, quite a jump in price, 1,575,776 yen. All right, and this, again, includes tax, 10% off if you're a tourist. This is running +3 a day as well, just like number 3, and it's been polished. It's only got the main part of the box, and look, time to rant a little bit. Time to rant, okay? They're charging 1,575,000 yen for this. 6,000 USD more. It's missing, it's not a full set. It's missing lots of parts and pieces. And that includes the most important thing, the card. The card. And it's a used piece. And not only that, but it looks like somebody went over it with a weed whacker during the polishing. Now, let's just look at the case right here. Look at that bottom right lug. It looks like it's beveled, like they used to do on the pre-ceramics. I don't know if that's just an illusion. I hope it is. But when I see this side here, this picture, and here's what they do in Japan a lot. They will take pictures of the problematic areas so you can see it. So you can't come back later and say, hey, I didn't notice this part, all right? And it looks like this is beveled. So I don't know if this is just an illusion or what, but it looks like somebody beveled the lug there, which is really weird. And again, I don't know if it's just the lights and the way the picture is, but look at the clasp. And remember in that first piece, that sort of halo effect where they couldn't get in the crevices of the coronet? Well, look at that. That's what you get when you have a third-party polish, and they couldn't get in between, and so you can see where that original polish is, and then you can see kind of a darker area around it. So what do we have here? We've got a piece where the polishing it's terrible. Okay, we've got a piece without papers, without all the nice little trinkets that a watch is supposed to come with. It's used. It's 6,000 more than a brand new piece. I mean, just think about this. Think about somebody, how lucky they are to go into an AD and buy for less than $10,000 a piece that hasn't been touched, hasn't been polished, is perfect. They get their name on the card, they get all the little trinkets, and they probably get a Rolex hat on the way out. And then this, where you pay $6,000 more for so much less. Bad polishing, used, and an incomplete set. This makes me sick. It makes me physically ill, just like the old timers who see people like me pay 10 grand for a 5-digit GMT. So it's all relative, but anyway, crazy stuff. Are we done with our rant? Not quite. We got a little bit more to go. Welcome to the end of the video where we play a game called...
What the hell were you thinking?
All right, so this is for sale, and let's just take a look at it. It's a Hulk. It's a pre-owned Hulk. You can see, I don't know if that's just a little bit of dirt that could be wiped off, but it looks like there's a little bit of wear on the bezel insert there, but there's certainly some wear on the clasp. You can see where the clasp has been opened and closed, and the flip block has marred it a bit. It's certainly a used piece. I think we can agree on that, but it's a full set. All right, it's a full set. Now, it's got the card there. Now, it's not as good as having your name on the card. Somebody else's name was on the card. That's been markered out and then white outed on top of that, but full set, used piece. So what do you think they're charging for this? Well, here's the price. 2,173,800 yen. Yes, that's right. This piece compared to retail is 11 to 12,000 USD more. They must be waiting for some guy with so much money and so little sense, who's probably a little drunk, to walk in, and they're looking for that Hail Mary. I just want to say to him,
what the hell were you thinking?
So Brian, thanks for the question. As you can see, not a lot of deals here in Tokyo. That's not why you come to Tokyo. But if it was a year ago and you wanted a Hulk, instead of paying this kind of premium for one, I think I would suggest that you go to an AD outside of a big city. You consider buying a two-tone Datejust, developing a relationship, because then at least you have something to show for the premium you paid. You have a two-tone Datejust. I don't even think that's really possible now, because I don't know that they're even making any more Hulks. Perhaps the last of the Hulks are being shipped now. So to do that in hopes of getting a Hulk, I think the Hulk is a done deal. And so if you really do want a Hulk, I don't think I'd buy it in Japan. I think you could probably go to another country, buy a box paper new Hulk for a lot less than these pieces. That would be my advice. But when it comes to hard to find, pre-owned, beautiful examples, maybe you can find something here you like. Will I make another video talking about the Sub? I don't know, I'm not sure. I think he got his $25 worth in this video. We'll see. But let me know what you think. Take care. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.